Okay, so right now we're in front of my Volvo S60, and today I've got my hood open, and what I'm going to do is basically a drain and fill of my power steering fluid system. And I'm doing this because my power steering system is moaning when I make a turn. It's not that bad, but I can just hear it groaning, and the steering wheel is kind of hard to turn. And I believe a new power steering rack on this car with labor and parts costs about $3,000 or $4,000, at least in my area, and I'm not prepared to spend that much to get that system repaired. So what I'm doing today is I've got a bottle of approved, and on the top it always says use the approved fluid, and the approved fluid for this car is Pentacin CHF 202, or you can use Pentacin 11S, but that's the older version. This is the new and improved version of the Pentacin. And then I've got a syringe here. This is a 100cc syringe. You can use whatever large syringe you want, and a long clear tube. And here's just some other, I was using this to clean out the syringe because it had some gunk in it, so I was using this cheap stuff that I had for my my other car. And then also I have a stainless steel beaker. You can use anything you want, just make sure it's a measuring cup designed for like industrial use. I don't think you want to use any kind of a cooking cup to drain your power steering fluid out, because you don't want any of that nasty residue. And I do believe this contains carcinogens, so don't mix it with food stuff. Use an industrial grade beaker or use a disposable container of some sorts. And also, this is from my power steering flush, or not my power steering flush, but my transmission flush that I did. I have an old bottle of this Toyota T4 fluid. I just marked it old so I can put the old fluid in here, and make sure you take it to a proper disposal facility. Okay, so basically the goal of what we're doing today, we're going to take this syringe here and we're going to stick this tube all the way down as far as we can, and what we're going to do is we're just going to suck it up with the syringe and then put it in here, suck and put it in here, suck it up, put it in here, suck it up, put it in here, until we can take as much out as you can with using this method. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look at the measuring cup, and you're going to see how much you took out, and you're going to fill it back up with the exact same amount. So right now I'm in the process of doing it, and this syringe came out of a science kit that I was using for something else, but I've taken out about a quarter of it so far, and just look at how dirty and brown that fluid is, and that's obviously not the color it's supposed to be. And I am disappointed that I didn't do this earlier, and this has probably done some damage to my power steering rack, so I'm glad that I'm doing this right now. So I'm just going to keep doing it until I can't suck out anymore with the syringe. So I've put on gloves now, and I've drained out as much as I can using the method, and I believe I took out about 500 cc's. So what I'll do is I'll dump this into this container, and then I'll put in 500 cc's of the Pentacin in here, and then I'll dump that into the power steering system. And then what I'll do at that point is I'll turn the steering wheel a few times, maybe drive it around the block, and then repeat the same steps over again. Now I've put 500 cc's of Pentacin in, and now it looks black in here, but it's actually a green color fluid, and it's clear and green. But when I put it back into the power steering reservoir, I'm actually going to use my syringe and inject it back into the reservoir, because I just don't want any air pockets to form. So what I'll do is I'll grab the syringe, fill it up until it reaches 100 cc. I'll go back up to the reservoir, and then I'll try to stick the tube down as far as I can, and then I will push the plunger down and put the power steering fluid in. So I've done that a few times, and the steering is much smoother now, and it doesn't moan, but I'll probably still have to do it a few more times a little bit later in a few weeks, just to get all the old fluid out. But for now, it seems really smooth, and nothing seems to be going wrong. So that's how you do a power steering flush on a Volvo S60.